Hi people, this is Chris. Today I'm reviewing 4 DrumCraft Concert Snares. Enjoy! Normally we mainly test drums and percussion instruments for pop, rock or jazz applications on this channel, but since so many people have asked us for a test of these snares, today we are going for it. And I also want to find out whether they are suitable for drum set playing. Let's first take a look at the specs of the snares. There are currently 5 models in the portfolio, 2 of which have a hammered natural brass shell with a wall thickness of 1.2 mm. The 14x5 and 14x6.5 shells have no center bead and are flanged at the top and bottom, and even on closer inspection no seam can be detected. However, it is also possible that this has only been very well covered up. The 3 other drums in the series are made of high gloss lacquered Bubinga wood with glued-in reinforcement rings on top and bottom. The 6 mm thick 3-ply shell grows to a wall thickness of 10 mm at the edges. And in terms of size, they are corresponding to the brass snares, although there's a variant of the 14x6.5 Bubinga model that is fitted with beechwood hoops. But we didn't have the 14x5 Bubinga for this test. The other features of the drums, such as the tube locks or die-cast hoops, are the same as on the Vanguard snare drums we tested last year. They are also manufactured in China, which explains the affordable selling price. And the biggest difference compared to normal drum set snare drums can be found on the bottom, where 3 narrow snare wires made of different materials are installed. 6 nylon wound strings and 8 steel strings extend far beyond the wide-shaped snare beds, while a rather short regular snare wire with 6 steel spirals is mounted in the middle. The strainer has a central lever with which the entire construction is moved in 3 steps, and in addition the 3 wires can be switched on and off individually using separate levers. On the butt end side, all 3 wires can also be individually adjusted using the small wheels. The larger wheel above can be used to tighten or loosen the butt end construction with all 3 wires simultaneously. So you can already see that there are a lot of options here. The workmanship and setup of all the drums out of the box is good, but not perfect in all details. Some of the tuning screws on both 6.5 Bubinga models are not running smoothly in the threads as on the brass models. Also, a few of the individual wheels at the butt end were tight at the beginning on several models, almost as if glued with thread locker or some kind of resin, and had to be moved with a little force for the first time, but after a few turns, however, they do their job without any problems. All drums are fitted with Remo UT heads, and in the later part of the Soundfiles are also fitted 2 models with special concert heads from Evans. So now let's hear all 4 drums on the drum set first. it is immediately noticeable how much shell tone all 4 drums have. Even when all the 3 wires are engaged, they sound much less snarey than normal models. The wire response is very good, although the 2 brass snares and the 6.5 Bubinga with cast hoops seem a bit crisper to me. And even with little or some more overtone damping, all 4 models work really well and retain their character. However, not all wire and tension options sound equally good in all tunings, and after experimenting for a while I often ended up back at the level 3, meaning with the main lever fully tightened and the 3 snare wires engaged. But especially for studio recordings or if you're a sound freak, there are a lot of great possibilities here, from dry, almost brittle sound of the 6 gut strings to Billy Cobham-like funky sounds with all 3 wires. So for the second part I mounted 2 Evans concert heads, the Strata Staccato 1000 on the Bubinga with a wooden hoop and the orchestral coated on the 14x5 brass. And both drums sound a whole lot finer and have an even crisper response. But listen for yourself. So here's my conclusion. The 4 DrumCraft Concert Snares made of brass and Bubinga are not only affordable, but surprisingly good sounding instruments with a strong character and can convince with good workmanship. They are equally recommended for beginners and price-oriented players in the orchestral snare drum sector, as well as for studio drummers and sound nerds who want to have more sound options or even a completely different sound in their arsenal. And for an even more delicate response, I would recommend replacing the better head with a specialized brand head. To protect the snare mechanism, I would use a suitable case for the transport of the drums, and the weakest part are definitely the joints on the 3 small tension levers, so I would be careful here. And if you tighten them not abruptly, they are also almost silent, which is especially important for orchestral use. So that's all I have for today. If you liked the video, feel free to hit the like button. And you can find all the details about the drums in the purchase links in the video description down below. I hope to see you next time. Until then, bye!